Hey.
The 1AC is sometimes it looks like a bathroom.
Can you add?
Yeah.
Does it change because he's using someone's laptop?
Oh, yeah.
I listened to him at USC 437.net. If he's any bad, he's got no idea.
Will you text your mom about getting into a computer? It's taken 5 minutes to open a webpage. I'm not kidding. I'm gonna text your mom, Zed.
Right now?
Well,
What you gonna do about it?
Did it break like today?
Yeah, I broke this morning.
Oh no. Did you drop it or what happened?
I know again, he probably chucked it somewhere.
Okay, that was just
Tim's day is gonna get exponentially worse. Round 3, he was to watch me like fumble to extending station outways. So
Look, his day already started off pretty rough.
We're joking for dinner last night.
Chautable.
Oh, okay.
We were gonna go to bar
Great.
taco, but it was too busy. So.
Yeah, bar tacos and sick
Thoughts on travel? Thoughts on
It
travel?
was so good. It was good. We were big fans.
Alice was asking Haley for the Rex while I was driving, and I was like, oh, what restaurants are in the city I was raised? I don't know.
You just said Moe's.
Okay, but like. Plus, Moe's isn't even a local, like, it's not a Nashville place.
Yeah, but it just feels like a national place, just because like, so it's, I think that location is so intertwined with the community.
That's fair, that's fair.
I've probably been to that restaurant more than any other restaurant on this planet.
Really? Wow, I feel like.
I just like, just, I don't go to like, other restaurants super frequently, like that one.
That's
It's so
fair.
close.
I think I've probably been to like
Like Fridays, just go there.
the Thompson Lane Eastern Peak more than I've been there.
Really?
Because I stopped going to that Moe's after like 8th grade, I think.
Oh, okay.
Just because then I realized what Chipotle was, and I was like, why would I go here?
They do a better queso.
That's fair, that's fair.
That's the only one.
Maybe here, close a little louder. I'll do one.
There's one of the Moe's in Atlanta is like the first Moe's, and so it like has like a mural painted on it that says the original Moe's.
Yeah.
They're like very proud.
Yeah, Boston has no Moe's or Chick-fil-A. But they still have Chick-fil-A.
Wow. Even USC like had Chick-fil-A.
yeah.
That's tough. That's real tough. No Sonic though, which I really miss.
Huh?
Oh my god. Wait, are you Connor's little brother? I am. Holy shit, that's crazy. What?
I didn't like hear anything else. Like, what you said?
I said, yeah, like you
Okay.
said.
Okay, crossing off. I delete. This one. I've used that this one.
Did everyone get the 182?
Yeah.
Give Zach a second. He's
Yeah, figures. Alice like doesn't have verbatim, like.
We did have to download verbatim.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got it.
We're good now?
Yeah.
You
United States federal government should substantially increase the protected water resources in the United States by clarifying the certain county wildlife and the advantageous regulations for important favor of environmental improvement county wildlife stating that discharges into groundwater require MBS permits if they are the functional equivalent of a direct discharge. But ambiguity over the seven-factor test leaves the industry unsure of the scope of permitting that year for over 20. How much cost necessary county plans for local control the fact or secondary purposes of the lead to clear determination or this is not functional equivalent as seven factors themselves do not control result difficulty to deal with the instances as secondary objectives do not provide guidance. The lack of core guidance drives mass litigation and regulatory uncertainty crushes every industry that's made for 20. In my readings, the scope is restricted created by one source of charges and environmental core held and provided by direct charges and for direct charge for guidance for provide life and list of factors could be relevant to so clear guidance and ways inconsistent application and discuss how burning dream middle instances and by experience factors that make it difficult to working life predictability have consequences for industries like local could require permitting knowledge conferred by those oil and gas working chemical industry and manufacturing among others given norms causing compliance and non-compliance must be a clearly enabled regulated and distributed when the MBS permit is required not an unpredictable standard enforcement using costly part of massive fines to protect the implicated and lasting implications. The decision rejected the industry preferred approach and leaves the potential for over enforcement that's over inside 20. Decision rejects the industry preferred approach environmental search industry just made potential effects devastating for industry regulators for utilities energy and other industries expanded parts making courts definition of respective industry litigation to interpret what control code means that lawyers engage in costly more time doing litigation reports and backwards to test make it difficult for the parties to predict whether they must seek permit. Plans to modest increase in regulation solves clearly significantly better for business and total regulatory retreat. That's Zane from 18. My decision creates uncertainty that regulating reliable and cost increase regulatory retreat may be amazing to benefit businesses in reality, but not to regulation for some certain regulating community sustains exempts like why wildlife become more prevalent and the failure that residents and all businesses because private litigants may bring such lawsuits to enforce unpermitted discharges without an MBS permit discharges for liability and some revising parts even should declare for groundwater provide discharges with greater certainty claiming you benefit from ambiguous charges that is substantially increasing since the lawsuits and other communicates little from the ideas anticipated retreat growing uncertainties accepted by aging administration for now groundwater discharges confidence search situation you're applying for a house and reversing such as the lawsuit adds need the clarity that you can community to remain created ambiguous statute. Otherwise, cost all economic recovery and constrain U.S. competitiveness internationally that starts in 18. Regulation deal with pollution over complex evidence, especially about management small businesses because they incur fixed costs evidence of regulations also from the production processes having expected investment and prevent investment lift the growth rate of water pollution extremely complex uneducatedly bureaucracies that incur high costs and is very litigious high cost of compliance and making American companies less competitive internationally. Post-COVID economic rebound scripts you political dominance. The alternative is global conflict. EU plots into China's authoritarian dominance. That's count 20. The race of growth will be economic geopolitical consequences. Post-COVID-19 race could determine when the U.S. overtaking leadership agent can deliver temporary recovery could determine when the EU collapses. It could trigger asset and conflict that sort of recovery leads the seats for long-lasting shift between U.S. overtaking leadership of the world's competing powers of being the first half of the game will be significant. That's like to be China, specifically statements in the seven-factor test creates onerous requirements for the energy and agricultural industries. That's cost 20. Supreme Court agreed obstacles for agricultural and gas and gas is statements in the federal court only meant in time that seems how much system could be found to include limitless waste sources have that as replacing agricultural and gas because they may not have further operations or some defense in lawsuits. The plans not to say this is a right amount of approach solves anything else crushes energy dominance. It's crazy a team. Energy dominance dictates for regulation, contradictory deregulation, creating uncertain policy, undermining public trust, and industry investment capital intensive along with assets. Stable policy environments is important in energy companies, very good regulatory certainty, regulatory good for everyone. Public support to advance on trust, that's a command practice entirely, but public service regulation, and I guess protecting involves a balance between civic and regulatory protective environment without strangling involvement. Energy dominance slows global energy wars with Russia, China, Middle East since Law 19. Governments of energy and nuclear companies play important role in the energy market, financial security, technology, technology practice, and for reliable energy info. Actively China, Russia, and Europe to start global agreement. Governments looking to spend a region to achieve geostrategic energy play important role in market powers that companies after this. That's full scene 20. Even so, just like energy takeoff war that attacks risk steps in nuclear arms and chemical WMD yourself is pregnant and nuclear warnings and weaken disrupting stricter energy crisis for 2.4. Under WA regulations on agriculture cause industry shutdown. That's columns 12. agriculture regulated under this year, the increased cost of every single one of the results that agriculture companies and what agriculture market everything government supposed new regulating getting store regulating for shutdown. That's it speaks to global food security that's 2017. U.S. trade food security use the super global food production market stopping U.S. fixed supply cuts and environmentally cost attractive it's a component of unpredictable focus and uninsulated good nuclear like all 12. Food security result more than will be funded resources for instance shorter food worse policy for one registry self-working resource companies that identify and nuclear war independently and the application of the fundamental test that's the mining industry that's the toughest trade in 2020. Very great uncertainty for manufacturing and it's also overrun a little bit state great uncertainty for most of the CUA and BC being struck by what is in that injection loss of the edge start from 49 miles of the water might be subject to regulation based on the cost of uncertainty of segregated medical pieces have been having some media following environmental terms already said really as country arguments it's I-13. Over the money of gas and already developments into groundwater. The U.S. is rebounding the REM market, but it's just expecting to speed that's 21. U.S. development players are supply chain outcome after the data and also with the next 30 million securing each other's supply chain for our entire supply chain is the one the U.S. can quickly scale that across the cost of market by China. Critical mineral shortages, class tech pharmacy, that's grade 18. Minerals have been lost for other companies that consider hinges on the lab access to chemicals and lab access to the other targets and cut themselves also to finish the mineral company has gone through bad words. U.S. tech leadership assaults every existential risk since J19. AI 3D printing, engineering, energy, IoT, 5G, space, cyber, carrier, residential, so the creators of all the mixed 3D printing, print WMDs for websites and models for left and engineering, supervised energy, undermining global stability, great system, and the rest of new tech crisis, mastering for this movie, rapid miles of power, something will distribute stability, next to solvency, rectifies ambiguity by instituting a hallmark clause with like local test that prevents case-by-case analysis, including prescribes when groups are needed, let's say for over 20. But the some listen pressure around this and not satisfying to what case by case, basically hallmark clause and county margin, influence hallmarks of it, having been original which source the conveyor just as well combined discrete conveyance to trigger functional movement laws that provide that to the lower courts, EPA, and citizens. And I will send this part out after. Now we got one thing right, either extreme regulation fails, but further clarifications is key, that's look by 20. Mentally, water kids and secretaries are ruling and what up and I'm asking people for everyone to fight over and want to review protecting those ideas to extreme New York, you did it, remember from the law pursuing it, sending law plan, just already said that average navigable water is virtually all water, eventually making sweating navigable waters in our movement and bizarre circumstances such as about 100 measuring between 250 miles of groundwater, but optic extreme, allow others to make a lot of it under avoid permit. Do you want me to send that out?
Yeah.
Should be some.
Okay, you.
1 second. Yeah.
Okay, Xanton Herman says total regulatory retreat. What is that?
I think that in context, that would probably be like a position that, like the position that the CWA does not apply to like any groundwater.
Wait, there's one now, huh?
That no discharges into groundwater would be covered under the CWA.
Okay, sure.
Do you want more?
No, it's fine. The Chem card says post-COVID economic recovery. I guess, what is the uniqueness for that? Like, COVID was like sort of like is almost dissipating, the economy is recovering. I guess like, what is the uniqueness for growth to be out China?
We're pretty clearly still in economic recovery. I mean, we can read more evidence on that, I guess.
Well, why does that not mean it's inevitably solved?
Because we think that the like harms of the like vagueness of the functional equivalent test deck certain key industries.
Well, that was 2020 and your regulatory certainty cards are 2018. What uniquely right now is bad about
That's not true. The Xanton Herman evidence was predictive of before the case happened. We also read other evidence, like the Nicholas evidence, the Viator evidence, et cetera, that are from like the last.
So is uniqueness for the econ stuff like slow growth now, no recovery now, slow recovery, like what is it?
We think that we think that the litigation that happens as a result
No,
of like ongoing litigation.
Wait, any court thing, what is uniqueness for the impact of the econ stuff? Is there slow growth now? Is there a collapse? Like,
We think that there's slow recovery compared to future.
okay, great. The plan, I guess, the solvency advocate is just like, we need a hallmark test, doesn't describe what that is.
Yeah.
What does the plan do?
The Schumer over evidence is actually really good at describing how hallmark clauses. It says that according to that test, complete constraint, the hallmarks of having been omitted from one source, which would be having been conveyed through a discernible confined and discrete conveyance, ending up in going through groundwater, ending up in surface water.
So the plan with, okay. The REMs thing, so the critical mineral shortages card green is about like submarines, missiles, and some other things that list. The Jane card is about like IoT, AI, and like biotech and gene editing. What is the internal link between investing in hard military power to technology?
I mean, the green evidence is about like military equipment and military tech superiority.
Jane is about investing in tech and R&D.
I mean, the Jane evidence is in the context of like
Read me a
research
card
on
about,
tests
read me a
that-
card about the military and Jane, because Jane is not about that.
read a line about the
Yeah,
military.
Jane is about.
It's talking about it's talking about things like autonomous weapons, WMD, arms races, etc.
No, those are about China setting norms. There's a difference between norm setting and military power.
Well, we think that norm setting is defined by who is leading in terms of tech, which is an argument that the Jane evidence makes, because it says that we need to develop this tech first.
Okay, so at least 6, then the advantage.
Oh, wait, here's it. Is it 10 or 12?
No clue.
Okay, well, I was starting at 8 and I definitely can figure it out. Who does the plan?
Glad we took prep for that one.
Oh, man. Oh, man. I forgot what this activity.
I wanted it for a little bit of a
Raise
key.
that.
It'll make so much sense.
I can't wait for this day spec show. Whew, coming in hot.
That'd be a worthy reintroduction made after a couple months.
8 minutes.
I love how I got this email. It was just like one and see from Tim Ellis.
Making his return to the circuit.
Unfair coach intervention. Also, the whole thing about let's not tell him, I think that's gonna probably be.
I mean, I don't care. It's your fault.
Okay, are we all good?
Oh.
Okay, y'all good?
We're good, yeah.
Hold on 1 second, sorry. My computer does not want to download this file for whatever reason.
You're waiting with bated breath here for the first podcast position.
I can't see what it is.
I know, that's why you're waiting with bated breath.
Oh, you're gonna be,
Yeah.
fair. Okay, you know what, we'll just, there we go, got it, okay. Go ahead.
First off, resolving certain dictionary date from concern can determine before use of the required classification, the ability 85 entities or specificity contrast to an and which comes into class. That means the plan must enumerate the actors one of the 3 branches, 2021 Constitution, divide powers for government, to define more specific executive digital, increase the required classification of protection, OED 89, increase the greater some specified quality, they violate, they didn't specify an agent, nor took a plan action, but they were to ground, like context, and cost answers, they did impossible, obvious kind of competition, pick and mechanism dissent, cause the applicationality, which based on application clarification, next off is protection means regulations and injury from external forces. That's the Convey 10. Protecting directly for uses, protecting the resource and of water resources means the opposite ask protection can only be of water resources. L53 preposition of the word facilities, which is only the phrase facilities. It's actually have qualifying limiting the referring termination of facilities and water resources refers to fresh water and brackish water in streams, lakes, aquifers, and estuaries. NRC and water resources are defined as fresh brackish water in atmosphere, streams, lakes, unstructured zone, aquifers, and estuaries. In violation, they don't do that, and they use the courts, U.S. Code 20 regulations to define any rule that's governed Secretary Department a voting issue for limits of ground topics are already broad. Arguing basically the stable topic mechanism in society and not plans industrial power regulation. This is introduced non-subset objects for all. For next topic is the advanced center plan. The United States federal government to retool customs requirements and encourage digital e-commerce platforms and increase investment in infrastructure and expand career-oriented education pathways and make occupational licenses more affordable. Develop, demonstrate, license, and regulate internal fast reactors utilizing the as-present design and expand industrial food aid and at least double investments in agricultural and food research over the next 10 years and support the creation of domestic mineral supply chains per HR 211 SB 1113 SB 383, which solves growth because it also 65 years can raise up 50% government digital investment in innovation, 1% use from some of our expand participation of global e-commerce platforms for investor investment in infrastructure would benefit productivity, concept of data, operation launches, more affordable training, effective education pathways, and that's also rapid advantage. Government 11 as 1113 requires with FFC qualifies mineral resources, HR 2011 percent sector, the interior to set lands of development. We don't know which ones are open, but we put with call development, Department of Energy to the launch programs, to the recycling of critical materials, and IFR solves use leadership with the infinite energy believes in events and tech, the government events and efficiency to to believe new tech process to require better electricity, but the solve process. The only countries that have been more much more energy die for tech problem. The effort recycling of power by IFR, we can achieve sustainable living fairness, breaking free the system of the zero sum paradigm, and it solves resources, keeping 15 U.S. double investments in ag research and keeping ag low income countries to be resilient game. Should touch also be local research and institutions need increase support. The U.S. might increase research of resilient business cannot innovate without better data, make research priority, reduce food waste, use leadership crucial. Next off, we see increase does not mean to decrease. Officers at 13 to become greater and more in size quality number, opposed to decrease. The plan decrease status quo over regulation. Create words for extra topical. Vote negative for unidirectional topic. Anything else makes expose limits both ways and always stable ground and actually voting issue. It's a moral hazard to add unpredictable untopical playing for distraction the core topic controversies. Make things like impossible. Next off is the pick. United States federal government just to increase the production of water. United States by clarifying the decision in the county of Maui, the Hawaii Wildlife Fund describe water as a resource using terminations of its value to humans. Master 95 season on environmental reinforce the idea of nature's attention of human content and the exploitation as the links reinforce the great values of the national world the world we choose for powerful the spreading function and reinforces ideologies and language shapes reality. Plans for purpose cause extinction. Same in 96 to acknowledge the actual world creation and new symbols to continue. The definition of the plan no matter the struggle but having too much level the plan has changed. There's no such thing as mirror language. It's the only tool we have for creating material structures by which we can improve internal world battle for the environment, battle for the power for the country, the control symbols the control social reality and the ability to make material conflicts and normativity at the penalty. Next off, the decide the plan overrules the Maui. The recent Maui decision violates started ISIS. They have key to democracy and legitimacy of the content of decisions is less important than precedent. Just the 9 started ISIS off continual conflict issues of the core basis of those issues action to certain decisions to charge started ISIS from the democratic government mentality but it's unique to the government started ISIS with federal improvements in democracy respecting courts prior decisions let's to a body statutory that the court decisions are not limited to justice and democracy self great power war diamond 19. Global inclusion of democracy leads to kind of democracy experimentation of the world peace and security version made which is in point where democracy go to the world's aggression not since World War II case. First is DW, growth is unsustainable and innovation cannot solve, sitting away from productivity is key to body extinction. Bugs become 17 growth is implied with, obviously if you have engineering solve problems, if you increase the decode, natural actions, resource inputs are not renewable, and direct ways to serve ecosystems for the learning human country, which in the short long term year decrease of demand, increases when time growth comes to next learning in the future, growth, transfer soil water force, such as irrigation of air and water, use of droughts and floods, details of waste, control, research and environmental beyond waste, type 1 3, important in case he's not taking decoupling, there's no evidence for absolute decoupling due to even effects and environment impacts that occur outside the country. Development of and also development of kind of growth, resistance growth, provides the ability for further growth to support life and crisis now solve the transition to sustainable society, global market animal 16 growth, and more systematic changes in control the market and responsibilities for policy as rules and lock in prices, physical generation, base and order, economic transition, deeper control, subtle changes, crisis, permanent changes, dominant conditions, of economic theory, on transformative presence, innovation, crisis, transformative changes, growth increases war with funds and motive aggression, on and 16 cost of resources leads to governments and can access growth leads to increased military development defense spending. Other sports structures may be paid for new activity engagement in the way the nation may be able to engage in more complex expansion, builds confidence in the report with the film and physical expansion, actually increases mid-end trade, next to war, and 2, no leadership impact by rights of money, government, people, deal with the U.S. forces as well as the world, spending have been unrelated to stability, the activations for stability, political to reverse, no factors, economic development, independence, the new institution, democracy, goals, disappears, or will continue page 3, heads, unsustainable, retracement is gradual now, but recommitting, Washburn makes it valid and forced Cuba get 2020. And then the Quebec would make mistake. Quebec Trump has decided to continue America in turn in order to respond to overreach COVID and who the next person would. Perhaps the crap that's sustainable, or otherwise you should pull back, rather than design reversing which overreach. I've been downsides of implements in a measured way, being causes great power escalation, index cooperation over diseases, warming, increasing the Middle East wars, and Korean conflict, violent 18 to 70 expansion. U.S. strategy expand its power towards Russian Transmarket conflict. The balance of power may be approaching to the point that first would be Taiwan Corporation is very crucial to Ebola and Paris. The more American challenges borders, the border region which sustained cooperation among the extended start and series war in Afghanistan, Korea War. All the stories Alec News and listed Mayfield in the Mayfield Advances program declines towards the peaceful transition. McDonald 18 decline cost of profit, just 6 states insolvency. Reports in dev states retain values where parts of sensitive capability within missions in turn decline and set five faster states fall more their change powers and over get incentive powers to spending and introducing division platforms into more causes and avoid conflict over 16 cases and compared to like most like comment and states in decline plus forced to budget decline states perform well results it gave passive peace for new energy wars nearly in 20 countries out of 180 times over territories believed to contain oil gas or spots of brief non-fatal non-escalated abortion policy to cease all faces cost of invading aggressive is expensive they made structured proper moves require applications is challenging for companies because of cost innovation and premium funding is not paying for stability new larger public 5 major oil companies. Five, all causes to tech authoritarianism outside of China. They have notable plans built into one China's government driver for these techniques, trying to build something new to the game when it comes to hurting tech and facilities advertising on the one of many actors trying to stop export of happy to 100% already native country 6, COVID and new weather patterns on food supply, 7, food insecurities only for more, COVID 16, research not link food insecurity and conflict link is indirect, free fresh stocks, conflict factors are, whether countries combine with trust to be to a solicit goes to driver of conflicts, whether countries have been institutions providing hope with assistance. Major oil companies facing into bankruptcy. There are 21 oil companies profitable long before COVID stocks limited by half oil and gas. Never have the last among all sectors. Not there yet. Last among all sectors.
Okay, you good?
Yeah.
What's the status of your MBA?
Conditional.
Awesome. And then planks can you go?
Yeah.
Cool. What's the net benefit to the exam?
It depends on the planks. As of now, it'll be just the disad, but if you kick the correct planks, then D and hedge becomes
First, cool. So I want to talk about the first T. The only definition that requires the plan to specify one of the 3 branches definition of right?
Correct.
Cool. Where in this Billings card do you think that requires specifying beyond the USFG?
D is a word of specificity.
Yes.
The USFG is not specific because there's specific branches within the USFG, which is the massive.
And there are specific people within those branches. I get that there are like parts of the USFG, but the resolution says the USFG, and then the Billings card says that the is a word of specificity, which means that it specifies the USFG. I don't know why that's
facility. It means the team will the resolution of their plan, which creates infinite vagueness.
You know it.
Well,
Prevent people from reading the resolution as the plan.
We've defined the
Sure.
USFG as 3 categories. You must specify which category you are.
No, you've then read a card that just says the Constitution divides the powers of the government into
There's 3
categories.
categories. Specify.
But you haven't read the card that says the resolution requires to specify. Sure, that's fine. The stare decisis, DA. The plan doesn't overrule a decision. It clarifies the application of vague dicta. Why does that, why does that harm stare decisis?
We'll make link arguments that the plan clarifying would have to overturn specific court cases. We'll list some about passwords.
So is the point just password? It's really it's just like the math ruling, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Overruling one ruling, why does that trigger link? Is it just like any overrule of precedent triggers link?
Violating stare decisis, dex democracy. It means
it seems like the court overturns precedent all the time.
Disagree.
They respect stare decisis now. What that says.
It's a card from 2009. It doesn't even say that. Sure.
It plays a vital role in democracy.
Yeah, it doesn't say that they don't ever violate it, but that's fine. The hedge good stuff, this caption card, the last paragraph is the top priorities of the next president will be at home, taming the pandemic, repairing the economy, and reviving democratic institutions and norms. Our internally to hedge is about repairing the economy. It seems like this card is advocating for that being good.
Your app's about outcompeting China. Our app says we should cooperate with China and retrench.
Where in the Caucasian part do you think it says that we should cooperate with China? It seems like we need
The
to
cooperation part
revive the
is the
domestic
buyout.
economy.
So that part is defense, that says there's no impact when hedge declines or the economy declines.
Yes, but
Right
that
above that
advocates
says
for
cooperation.
economic hegemony.
Sorry, say that.
But then it says that repairing the economy is good. It says that we should have a measured downside.
Regarding
But it's also
Sure, we're gonna take a little bit of prep. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, starting now.
Does anyone have a black card?
I do.
Dining hall maybe? Probably.
Okay, so I heard there was stuff in the dining hall, and I went there, and it was just like, it was empty. So,
I think there's a room downstairs that has a lot of snacks. I think it's one of the ones downstairs. I think it's like a designated break room.
Alright, except it's 6:01 left. Alright, I'll send it out. Although like obviously I'll send it back to give the actual speech. Okay. Has everyone gotten the dog? Or I guess it's just y'all. I just realized both of them are gone. Cool, I'll just wait for them.
We did get the dog.
Okay.
I don't know. That's true.
Can I have the thing?
how much work did we have?
6. We have a round after this, right? Like it's a round, then lunch, then 2 more rounds.
I thought you just meant like, you have another debate, I was like, yes, question mark.
I think it's 8, then 10, then 2, then 4.
Alright,
And then it's the same tomorrow, except the final is at 5 and not 4.
okay. The QAC is sent. Let me know if you've gotten it, then I'll give an order in like 10 seconds. Or just download it.
either in like a facilities closet that's
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
across from
DPS, yeah.
DPS stands for like the Public and Private Safety at USC. And so when they're like, it's across from DPS, I was like, wait, is there like a police office on our campus now? No.
Securitization comes at the end.
Exactly.
Has everyone gotten it?
Yeah.
Okay, the order is case, then T increase, which was the one with extra T on it, then T specification, then T courts can't regulate, then the resource pick, then the advantage counter plan, then the DX. Does anyone want again? Cool. Seems like everyone's settled. Is anyone not ready? The body decision fosters uncertainty for what types of pollution are covered by the PS norm, censorship, repeated, Gilbert, and same evidence. And increase small rules where forces preferable to increase certainty, less economic growth, equitable drug sports, entry evidence, sorry, mighty self-military tackle, self-extinction, 1C1, they CG, that one, no link, capacity, half growth, fast growth, key outreach, China, not the economy, loss without the land, sector, emerging textures, transition, channel, and maintaining privacy, rainbow shape, norm, safely 3D, aspect, convert, farmers, growth, sustainable, as Bailey 16. If you can grow some global energies, increase moving forward, expect 5 levels of resource use that, 30-second kill world, and with healthier lives, opportunities, and global for daily rates, and accelerating mobility, healthy, and with physical levels will be Robert air productivity and improving more proposed and materials and 50% humanity decoupling everything except information human safety for all the bodies to be close on what ideas of the use. If you have like the velocity of the steel relative to your bodies after the manufacturing reduce cost after 90% that if the demand for energy were to double the entire world taking these about 6,000 plants fast reactor was left testing year 40 go cross extinction secure pump out 19 but the price of the increase cost of the large scale military conflict ground crisis and connect control work military conflict world royal almost secure government policy expansion cultural economy area world one of the regions of the regular policy these things low interesting stuff another case worse rather than less like the other research coming over rest not even more value security increase social tension turmoil socially more growing criminal carried industrial little life and needs some public social limiting accessory tension leading conflict economic conflict financial crisis military domination one and two yes leadership ethic evidence about hard power could be evidence about soft power norm shaping one three they say I bad one no like series about soft shaping or soft power giving military norms because that hard power code which is there like certain ideas the seasons losing national lifestyle losing council work rate which are these self fixations and that culture balances of course multiplying yes places lower religious power rates for the virtual or systems government shall whether great global system great industries influence world and gender public should not prefer organization of government safety and these foundations the listening how we're studying rather she's been push over your power competition regional economies for more global organization trying to be more like the US and American government she's encouraged regional power leader or solar and from United States we do Canada and analysis for by sports even and all that research those good postures where China or Russia pre fight other countries capacity will lead house of the alternative power able temperature as long as consolidation with support of the interest in institutions susceptible to people who influence Russia and focus on redeeming poverty fear and and something from the Europe is relationships that practice countries lacking capabilities are consistent what he's doing or one team four guests energy impact the earnings that intervening other countries get oil believe two external area two distinct impacts first energy independence is we have to be able to select ourselves oil so we can rely on external powers because they can leverage it to reach our to leverage it against us. Second is allies, the last level is so we have to supply oil allies in order to maintain alliances. One and C5 is China impact agreements with evidence are specific REMs agreements or students says no we have to overtake China and REM management. The agreement says those are specifically E1, C6, COVID doesn't cause because we're able to drop interest rates to zero, but the plan would be worse and our impact is specific to grow or specific to slow growth, not economic decline. 1 C7 and yes, food wars impact is Clark evidence or the defense just as one factor, but the Clark evidence says the countries that were informed are still relying on us if you're able to are not able to supply any food to that period and before secure the conflict with other countries around the 1 C8 yes, oil industry are doing well if the offset evidence describes how to be able to rebound specifically post-COVID because and specifically in the context of Russia or people going around Russia's oil anymore because their new markets opening up and they have to be able to produce the oil to go to the new markets to increase. We make plastics effective and mixes brands. We make the soda increase research and emission pollution water resource increases of our big system. Our hard fiber juice something greater than nothing definition of limitation which can be raised and rated controls we previously tried preferred after the application we established mechanism steps after innovation mixes brand for the activities protections the question of policy regularly records and federal government design resilience gold standard elements ground is exemption social and safe faults international actors solvers ability to be interpreted becomes race balance right fairness actually we need plus into vacuum and films with the brand we need plus customize only increase protection of water resources protection of water resources that did on the case law the T specification we need plus customize policy action over specification means specifying an actor, just specifying action, B, mean context of making make feels whose makes burns, ground actor, because office insert, what's their has a little rate increase, means make one greater cost by Reinhardt from the other quote, preferred background, freelance, infinity, frequency, term, beatable, predictability, OEDs, no intent, excludes, increasing in respect, needs, and related to the context of one article, and the limits around cost by effectual limits and reasonability from the other flows, and there's, or they might circumvent the prior T. Of course, regularly means context of ranking to be through the EPA, should for over 20. If you can provide guidance through making properties and company rules, administrative rules, and has implied we meet the situation rights of the scene, we account for production means regulation for any use of perfect water, and since ground side effect, being regulated with the use of perfect resources, and forcing regulation specifically for the act, also 16 for the effective collectors on the well, as a result of species regulation characters applicable rule by the students, species, legislative criteria, judicial regulation environment, case list of judicial proceeding, excessive regulatory preferred after annexing exo courts, or exo Congress and courts acts as only agencies with topical particularly use, but is no rather intensive action, so rights in one context, so limits are ground and reasonability across this from the other flow. The word take doesn't all the absent impact to the thesis using water is fit for the common to are amending another certainty industry their actions as the calculate X privacy theory 1 and C minus 95. Literature serves to reinforce such amount of ideologies and secondary Catherine Cameron association is actually dramatic and also as an ad doing kind of changes the words or two words money and actions the app that are predictable next right 3 for me. So it's the only way to solve like engagement discussions and water resource for board for bad for big ways of desirability and they should get pushing competitive things. It's simply aggressive just by picking up on understand by some races, highlighting colors, unstructured vision, behavior, clothing, etc. Education, that's where we work in the YC. There's a ton of research on the turns out standard debate on fair applicability centers, activities and head wish to and so the YC speak ground no answer. Defensive words backing context or 5 words on K. Rally bucks. I've had enough to which we have to do like problems are language or problems are language not conjunct reality investigation session and not useful or frequent capital we say that a problem determine essence what they say but I can not change with our institutional center recommending regardless of language external objective of language serialization that advantage content one doesn't solve rights and 30% of my sending fail clarifies or results more uncertainty. The first type doesn't solve rights to solve long-term strategies of increasing labor pool capping is specific to short-term potency or the second play kills takes long to get for line revisions powers in the interim and doesn't solve last which is exporting well as so when forced to switch their power sources. The food plant fails, Collins evidence that farmers have to be staff have sufficient clarity in order to invest in their farms. They have to know they're going to make a return on investment if they're going to invest in new materials and domestic rare plant fails. The fails evidence we're trying to scale up REMs and status quo, but a lack of clarity for new acquisitions. Insurance projects are going to be litigated and subject to citizens which is costly for revote, reprinted counterpoint crossed by the counterpoint competition here from other flow links and benefits starting sexes and these new actions that will be the correlation to partisan multiple times better. You also got research and around a competition who gets through most often can quickly also get put offense on a previous and index debates starting the size CA one case strings and data a lot of slides and slide elements alliance which was a key to gaining Democrat power second doses of the Supreme Court doesn't matter during presidential 21. It's not the president has no reason laws that is challenge Roe v. Wade several businesses legal open to overturn rules and for the Constitution just to go more will and protect person and think on instances and players to see the position on work to ADCD or to the Rose not a super president Robinson ruling overturned several law he did so in the United also United States and McConnell the FEC relationship from here evidence of holding that the original case didn't set a precedent is going to have to be litigated for the reason for the decision that stands back in 1993 from 17. After multiple and after their English grammar available in point, for example, waters jurisdictional languages including grammar negative constitution or discharge that directors of public since 93 and cognitive impact democracy protest from fully evidence to international institution of detention, torture, election skirmishes, all thumbs it doesn't occur at any of our and bar impact areas because we don't have one about democratic or making for rather soft power large 6 democracy resilience assault or economic independence for large 6 democracy resilience also in North 19. Studies that did for thousands of articles which they all democracy away and have democracy not work with were integrated into sense of land. Go to clear consensus very normally the benefits are weak and not that relationship and idea that there are other more powerful explanations democracy use various causal mechanisms of clear marker and unclear. I'm gonna send these parts out. Basically, these expert pencil is on independence to hard LIT and individual pencil trees increase with evidence in competition local frequencies of zero idle constantly letting increase by CK prices solution which use to ask for price from the project in country state food security and infectious free for work. 16 origin trade about more question that they should be take over urban from later protected large organizational stable country for critical locations that have catastrophic effects. Mark hard at catastrophic effects. I'll send out the new cards I read and did you catch where I marked the, or like democracy mark E?
Yeah.
So where'd you mark democracy?
Um,
Thorns fleet?
yeah.
And where was it marked?
Unclear. Causal mechanisms are unclear.
I think your thing was unclear. Thanks.
No problem.
Did you send those?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I was.
Wait, did you send them?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna take practice.
Sorry, I have this card marked in 8 places. So I'm trying to delete those. Okay, cool, it's done.
Tim's laptop is dying, so.
Oh, man. Oh, I didn't. Sorry, I forgot to send car. I just sent the adjustment card. I'm sending car out now. So they're in the opposite order, but. Okay, I'm good for cross.
Okay, we're gonna do that.
Yeah, wait, you're right, you're right.
Okay, so funny. Yeah, okay, so funny.
Okay. Reasons to reject the team.
Condo workers.
Okay. The China stuff,
Hmm?
if the US wins to like raise the tech, what's stopping China from continuing to develop cross-sell technology?
Yeah, sure. The Jane evidence says specifically if we're able to shape tech first,
Yeah,
we're able to create international norms that
Why would
China
China,
forced to follow.
if the revisionists care about US tech norms?
Yeah, the Jane evidence says that if they would want to seek influence from other countries, they'd be forced to adapt to them. They have economic incentives to follow the norms we set. It's also
Okay.
sort of substantial.
Wait, why can't the US like set norms with, like, without having the technology?
If we don't have the technology, we're not able to set good norms that actually fit it, because the whole point of the technology outlined in the Jane evidence is that we don't know exactly what it's going to look like. We have to first develop the technology so we can understand how it works and set norms about it.
Okay, what makes the US better than China at that?
Yeah, the Jane evidence makes a comparative claim that we follow democratic norms, which are good. It says in the context of AI, we like set limitations on them, which are good. We're a lot more transparent about them, whereas China's AI process is really opaque.
Okay, so China has this AI process now. Why aren't they lashing out or creating military robots?
There's a distinction between the AI that exists in the status quo and the AI the Jane evidence is talking about. The AI and the Jane evidence would be a lot more integrated into military technology, whereas the AI that exists right now is a lot more rudimentary.
The bottom case, you said oil rebounded,
Yeah.
which presumes oil collapsed before. Why did that not trigger the impact to the workforce?
In the context of COVID, it slowed down, but it didn't dump the two internal extent impacts. The first is allies, because we are still able to supply some oil, and also global oil use was down overall, so it didn't matter. The energy independent stuff, it wasn't a lack of the oil market being profitable, but like we were able to supply oil to ourselves, so we were still able to keep going.
The degrowth cost extension card is from 2019. It says the next financial crisis,
Yeah, it talks,
possibly large-scale military conflict.
yeah,
This is
sure. So
2019.
it talks about how in past instances, we were able to drop interest rates to 0. We were able to do that again during COVID. We think an incoming crisis would be worse because we've already taken actions or steps to remediate harm done by COVID.
What crisis is coming out?
What crisis is coming now?
Yeah.
Will you read we think you spot us the link to economic decline.
Cool.
If
Okay.
I mean,
read them.
Yeah, to be clear,
To
that
be
card
clear,
is,
we don't think we link, but if you win, we link, you have spotted us a link to economic decline. Like, I'm confused.
Okay. The Haas card is from 2017. What's the impact to, what was the impact to the Haas card?
Oh, the Haas card just makes a comparative claim that if you say like, either there would be a multilateral order or that like China would fill in, it just makes, it's sort of like lines by lines, different potential countries that could replace the US as a world leader, and says
The Jane card said that China is trying to overtake the US as a world leader. The Haas card seems to.
The Haas card says they're unable to do so because they can't establish.
So what's the tech scenario of China's unable to overcome?
There's a distinction. Haas is about creating a new order. Jane is about China, like, wanting to create.
So no sense of charger.
Cool. Thank you. Okay, 727.
No one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wait, your job for all of this?
Yeah, and then it's gonna be posted on our YouTube account, so
Are you
people
gonna
can.
be?
Yes,
Oh, you, what grade are you in?
9.
Who's your advisor?
I have Dickens.
I was, I never had this.
Yeah, he's the
651.
physics teacher. Yeah.
Wait, who's your advisor?
I had Dr. C for a couple of years, and then Mr. Moxley.
We saw that. Honestly, yeah.
Okay, what is 651?
Does Moxie teach sophomore English?
Yes,
He
well, he did when I was
He
here.
did back in my day.
Back in my day.
Back in my day, it was like 3 years ago.
Back in my day, which was like, what, 9, 8? That's crazy.
You were a sophomore, what, like
8 years ago.
8 years? Jesus.
Holy shit.
Scary.
Yeah.
The order.
China just announced that it seeks to resolve the Taiwan question.
Oh, that's just good. Good.
In our debate, like class, which involves like a lot of people who aren't like super, when we were talking about Russia, someone just like said in the middle of class, China has invaded Taiwan in like no elaboration. And it was just an article that was like, planes were seen in like Taiwan airspace.
That happens literally every hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but everyone was like, what? Because it was like hours after Russia started the invasion of Ukraine.
Yeah, that's actually pretty badass. Just like coordinated assault. Wouldn't be really bad.
You won.
You love it on
Oh, sorry, what's the order?
Okay, the advantage counterpoint,
Not tea.
the pick. The case
He's
stage,
just kicking them, then he's getting it.
it'll be DDev, and then like the case defense page. And then all 3 C's at the bottom.
What's at the bottom?
Can't go no.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna need your trick.
Okay, maybe it's kind of like a case with DDev at the top. Cool. Were you, like, what, you were in 8th grade on the China topic?
Yes.
Did you debate on that topic?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I went to like 2 novice periods.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. So no.
I was a little. I like started education as my first like career topic.
Got it.
It's really noisy downstairs.
Mhm.
Is
And
a
bowl.
quiz one?
All right, yeah, you're good.
Consistent permutation was assessed opportunity of conditionality. We give what we did. One is negative flexibility. It's key. Absent engineers which allows for 2 choice and 3 opportunities because they pick the grounds to testing ideological and political clash. The whole point equals the best for education, community formation, third logic, and real world. I always find the best bullet in the policy proposal, but disproving counterplans doesn't make the plan good. Turns all education offense for critical thinking, rewards most smart, 3C construction efficiency, and blockers. 5 fallback, choose the risk averse having a fallback. Allows innovation, air negative, 1 bias, speech order, infinite prep, absence, subsidiary, focus, and